and I think I am the one. Your Grace, Reverend Dr. Malavar Prakash, Bishop Emeritus, Reverend Sister Margaret Mary, the Provincial Superior of the Sisters of St. Joseph's, Annecy, and the President of St. Joseph's College for Women, Sister Shaiji, the Principal of St. Joseph's College for Women, past and present, probably I should talk about the past, colleagues of my sister Ramani, and students from all around the globe, because I think this event is going live. So there are many people watching from different parts of the world. A big shout out to all those people who are watching from different parts of the world. And a very good morning to everybody gathered here. On behalf of the Dhanraj family, I welcome you all to this auspicious occasion of the book launch of my sister's book, The Joys of Giving and Living. I say auspicious because I never imagined that I would be standing before all of you to talk about the book. Everybody knew about a book that Ramani was writing, say for the last 2 years. It was on everybody's lips. Everybody would say, Ramani is writing a book. Along with everybody, even I said yes. And she showed me a few snippets, probably what she wrote about my grandfather or my dad. And we approved it together. But I really was doubtful whether it would materialize and see the light of the day. But someone had to take her words seriously. And who better than the Sisters of St. Joseph's, especially Sister Nancy, who was the first person who somehow said, I have to see that this book comes out. And so she got to get some information, introduction about the book. And when she spoke to me about it, then I said, then I have to do my part. So we went and looked into her phone and checked all possible things, her mail and everything, to find if we could get something. And I happened to get a bulk of that information that she had written. And probably it was not complete. She might have written about some more people, but I think it was like thwarted in the middle, because I don't know why she delayed, but there are no answers to this. Anyway, at least I thought I should make this a reality. So we chose her birthday. And today, we're all here because the book, The Joys of Giving and Living, is a reality. When they said introduction about the author, I knew that would fall on me, because nobody in my family, they said, who better to speak than you? Who better to take Akka's place than you? I have to do Akka's part, I have to do my part. And I'm not such an eloquent speaker like my sister. She is extempore, impromptu, anything she can just take off. But I'm not such a great speaker like her. I tried to put in a few words. Now, speaking about my sister, my mom and dad were married in the year 1958. For 2 years, they didn't have children. For almost 1 year and some months. So those days everybody would keep asking. So my Amma tells me that she made a vow to Our Lady of Health, Velangani, and said that if I have a child, I'll come to you and name her after you. And that's when in 1916, on February 26th, my sister was born. And so they named her Arokya Mary Ramani. Arokya Mary, Our Lady of Health, after Our Lady of Health's name. That's why my mom says she was born after 2 years because I made a vow to Our Lady and she left all of a sudden like this. And then we all followed the 5 siblings. We were 6 siblings, 4 sisters and 2 brothers. But she was the eldest, and not just the eldest of the Dandaj family. She was also the firstborn of the Ratnaswamy clan. Ratnaswamy, Mr. Shri Vellur Ratnaswamy Pillai, happens to be my maternal grandfather. In all my cousins, she was the firstborn. So she was given so much of privileges from my aunts and uncles because she was the first child in the family. Everybody used to dote on her. Not that we were jealous, because by that time there were so many other cousins who came in between and then all of us followed. And probably I think she's the first one in our generation to leave too. Now, when we talk, my mom used to tell us so many things about my sister. There's some small incidents. I think when she was in the first standard or second standard, my dad used to go around on work, and whenever he went anywhere, he would get us something like accessories, clothes, and things like that. So he bought a beautiful hair clip for her. And my Amma put it up for her and sent her to school all decked up and all that. By the end of the evening, she came home trading with another girl for a dirty rubber band. She gave her a beautiful clip and she brought a dirty rubber band home. So the joys of giving began as early as at the age of 6. Not at 30 or 40, till she was alive in the sense she was always giving till the end. There was never a day, never a time when she never thought of giving. Again, don't get me wrong, not so much to family, but to the world outside. The family, it was always calculated. Hey, I sent you 10,000, okay? But to the outside world, 10,000 only. 1 lakh only. That was her way of giving. And I can go on talking so many things, but and she was very talented. Because she was the firstborn, my mom had so many things that she wanted to do as a child, and because she couldn't do it, she wanted at least her firstborn to do it. So she sent her to the music classes to learn veena. Then she learned the guitar, the keyboard. Then she sent her for stitching, embroidery, typing, shorthand, you name it, and my sister knew that. It's because my mom was behind her for all this. Sometimes I think whether I should be angry or we should be happy. Why angry is, whenever we wanted to learn something, she would say, ask Akka to teach you. Akka, that day never came. Akka teaching us is almost next to impossible because Akka was busy with the outside world most of the time, with students and with so many other people. But again, when so many people talk so many good things about her, we feel proud that she was our Akka. So if music was her first love, then her second love, any guess? Obviously. Her second love was a very concrete love. Very concrete. St. Joseph's College. The second to the last. Every time she would never tire of giving anything to the college. doing anything for the college. There were days when those knack days, she would come home at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and we would be waiting. She said, don't bother. What is this? My mom said, what is this? Any time to come home? It's okay, I'm working for the college. Don't worry. I can manage. And my dad sometimes, of course, at that time my dad was not there. But before that also, he used to tell my mom, why don't you control her? Tell her there's some timing that she has to come back home by. But all those didn't work with her. Now when I talk about St. Joseph's, I have another funny, kind of a humorous incident to tell all of you. When she was afflicted with this deadly disease, she used to come to church. We used to be the choir in the church. So she used to sing, and she's very particular about the tune. She cannot tolerate anybody going a little off tune. And I used to tell her, it takes all kinds of people to make the world. You have to be able to accept anybody who can sing. It's okay, just give it to them. No. So there was a certain somebody in our church who she didn't want to be singing with us because he used to always go off track and things like that. So even that day, on that one Sunday, almost it was like a fight in the church. Not inside but outside. So when we were coming back home by the auto, my sister Ramani and I took off on her. We said, how dare you? You know, you corner somebody and say they shouldn't sing and only you should be singing. No, you know that I'm very particular about the tune. I cannot tolerate anybody singing nonsense. But she was so angry with us. She came home straight. She went into the bedroom. All this when she was suffering from this. Not when she was really healthy. She packed up a bag. She ordered some food from Swiggy, got a packet. She ate a little, dumped the rest in the kitchen, went to the bedroom, took her bag and walked out. And she told my mom, I'm going. Now where was she going? She never told us. She called my driver. Where else would she go? She came straight to St. Joseph's College. Straight to St. Joseph's College. On the way I goes to Mary. Sister, I have a feeling she's coming there. Don't tell her I told anything. But just let me know if she reaches there. That was her. St. Joseph's was like a home away from home for her. We knew wherever she ran away, she would reach St. Joseph's. Nanima was so excited when I was telling her this the other day. What did she run away with? I told you, asked the wrong question. Not who did she run away with. Where did she run away to? Is a question that you need to ask. That was her immense love for the college. Even after she retired, I remember it was on the hall on the first floor. When they had the retirement function, we were all here. And everybody was so sad that Ramani is retiring, because Ramani was like one of the pillars of the college. Then they asked me to say a few words. I said, today is Saturday, you are having the retirement function. Tomorrow is a Sunday, is anyway a holiday. Monday she'll be back here. So it doesn't make a difference if Ramani is retiring or not retiring. And true enough, on Monday, she packed her bags, her lunchbox. Where are you off to? College. My nephew used to say, Perry, you're 60, you retired. No, you don't need to go to college on time. No, she would never take all that. So she was literally tied to the college till the time when she was not able to come on a daily basis. And I think the last time when her physical body was taken in the ambulance, they made a round in the college, which was the greatest gesture, which I feel sad about. But that was Ramani to you in a nutshell. My akka. I can go on talking about her, the things that she did at home, or she didn't do at home. But then, time will not. I need to allow many other people to speak. I thank you for listening patiently to me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rani, for a hilarious yet touching recollection of Ramani ma'am and the other side which many of us probably never saw of her. I now request Sister Nancy from St. Joseph's to say a few words about the book.
A very good morning to His Excellency Most Reverend Malak Prakash, Archbishop Emeritus of Vishakhapatnam, Reverend Sister Margaret Mary, Provincial Superior of Sisters of St. Joseph of Annecy, Vishakhapatnam Province, Reverend Sister Shaiji, Principal of St. Joseph College for Women, and all distinguished guests present here. I stand before you today to speak about the book, The Joy of Giving and Living, authored by Miss D.A. Ramani. This book is a beautiful journey through Miss D.A. Ramani's life, exploring her connections with the family, friends, mentors, and community. She shares stories and memories of her loved ones, showcasing the values of giving, love, and relationships that shaped her life. The book covers various aspects of her life, including her family, education, professional work, and spiritual connections. It is a celebration of the people who influenced her life, including her maternal grandfather, parents, siblings, and mentors. This book also touches on her professional journey, highlighting her connections with colleagues and students. Each of these memories is sensitive and touching, and it leaves unforgettable memories in the inner echoes of anyone's mind and heart. She does hope the audience will find it engaging and insightful. I invite you all to grab a copy of the book and experience her story. I would like to extend sincere thanks to late Miss D.A. Ramani for sharing her story and express my gratitude to everyone for being part of this special moment. I am ending with a quote that resonates with the book's theme, such as, "The greatest wealth is to live life with love and gratitude." Thank you.
Thank you, Sister Nancy. We will now officially launch the book, and I request His Excellency Most Reverend Dr. Mallavarapu Prakash to present the first copy to Mrs. Kalyani Dhanraj, Ramani ma'am's mother. So Mrs. Dhanraj will now present the book to Mrs. Shailaja Nair, Dr. Cynthia Thompson, Mr. V.R.A. Rajan, Mr. Ramchandran, Father Jeevan Babu,
honor or whether it is
I now request His Excellency, Most Reverend Dr. Mallavarapu Prakash to say a few words.
Dear Sister Margaret Mary, the Provincial Superior of St. Joseph Pharmacy, and Sister Shaili, more known to us as Vincy, the Principal of St. Joseph College, and all the family members of Miss Ramani or Madam Ramani, especially Amma, and all the family members, and all of you are gathered here on this happy special, very unique occasion of launching this book of Ramani Madam, The Joys of Giving and Living. Good morning to all of you. And I'm glad that I'm invited to be associated with this very nice event. Probably most of you present in this hall know Miss Madam Ramani much more than me, for a much longer period than me. But the few years since I have come to know Madam Ramani, I couldn't erase from my registered memory her image, that inimitable smile and that energy with which she carries herself, goes about, and the kind of deep sense of life that she carries about her own life and the life around her, life of people around her, life in general, and the kind of joy that she radiates in her facial expression, her body language. I keep admiring her all the time. I kept admiring her till the time she got ill, and then she fought a good battle with that period of time where she was down with undetected cancer, and then even then, when first phase of that, She comes one day riding, she herself driving the vehicle, comes to see me after my retirement. I said, this lady supposed to be taking chemo and other therapy for her cancer, and she's here with her vehicle driving, and so with a stick in her hand, coming the steps and coming to see me. And this is a Ramani. And that's how I remember her. And I want to congratulate the family members, Ramani and others, and all those who are associated with the publishing of this book. Congratulations to you for bringing out this book in our memory, which is a bundle of our memories that are put here in this. I went through the soft copy that you were kind enough to send me. I just glanced through. I have this to say, dear friends. As we know the universal fact about our life or existence, that we are never alone. As human beings, we are never alone. But to be able to acknowledge this with a sense of grateful acknowledgement of all the people that enter into our lives, sometimes depart or go away from our lives on the journey of our lives. We are built little by little by the contributions of people who enter into our life, who are given to us in our life, or who enter into our lives and make a difference in the way we form ourselves. We are groomed as personalities, as human beings, and the profession that we are in. We are never alone. And memories that Madam Ramani has put in writing, you should appreciate the kind of details in which she recalls and acknowledges, more than giving what she received from these people. I'm sure it was a mutual giving and receiving. But the way she presented some of the parts, the first part especially, she acknowledges that she received more than what she could give. But now, Rani said, and others are saying, she was so generous all the time to people, not the immediate family members, but to those outside the family circle, those who are in needy situations, who approach her for help and assistance. She was always outgoing. But that kind of person, carrying a generous heart all the time altruistic, going outside, and not self-centered, but going outside. Now she is saying how much she received from others than what she could give to others. I went to the second last part of it, just by curiosity. Then she acknowledges, and then the words of appreciation that are conveyed to her in writing from the old students, colleagues, those who knew her for a longer period of time, and they are there as a record in the book. And she appreciates in her own little way, acknowledging what they have said, expressed in writing, old students, colleagues and others about her. And again, showing thereby, none of these that come as small gifts of love from people appreciating you go without notice. No, they have to be acknowledged. And that's why she puts there all those things in the last, I think 35, 40 pages. She puts all this there. And here's a person. And this is how she, to this book, we will remember her. We will remember her. And those of you who know her much more than me will remember her. This was Miss Ramani, Madam Ramani. And this will remain to this book, the memory of her personality. This is Madam Ramani that we know. Now as a priest, as a bishop, as spiritual leader of the community, of Catholic community here, I know her only about 5-6 years. Once she gave a presentation about the history of the parish here and the college here. She read about 3 pages of composition. And that was the first time I noticed her. Though I saw her before that, but I really noticed her. Then after the service, I met her. Said, congratulations. Said, what a beautiful language you have, the flow and the kind of involved way that you presented the matter, more than the matter yourself, through that matter about it. From then on, our contact began, and I am happy that I could accompany her when she was down with that cancer for 2-3 years. I used to visit her at home, and every time I visit, that refreshes not only her, but also used to refresh me, because here is a person in that kind of very difficult situation as well, the same smile, same kind of readiness to accept this is part of the journey of life, and this with this illness, and she took it in her way, and in a very positive way. And that's why she survived, I think, almost 3 years, since the time you were detected and treatment. She survived until the last 3. She was very optimistic that she would recover. God willing, and he has his own plan. He called her to himself. This is how I would say to her. And for us, what is the message from this kind of a book? From our life as well as from this, the title itself, the joys of giving and living. As we acknowledge the fact that we are made what we are through others. God in the first place, in whatever way God experience comes into our lives, and the human beings, starting with our own parents and the immediate family members, and the long chain of people, small or big, qualified or unqualified, professional or non-professional, all those people that enter into our lives, we have to value them and say it in words if possible, make it possible to express in words to that person, to those persons, that I have made what I am also because of you. And may we take that message with us, and we keep acknowledging the people in our lives for their giving and for their living for us and with us. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you for your wonderful words, Your Excellency. As always, you speak very kindly of our Ramani man. Your message during her funeral was also a very warm, a very reassuring message for all of us. So thank you very much. I now call on Sister Margaret Mary, who is the Provincial of Sisters of St. Joseph's of Annecy and the President of St. Joseph's College for Women, to say a few words.
Dear Right Reverend Bishop Prakash Mallavarapu, Principal Sister Shaili, and our fathers and family members, and all of you present here. Good morning to everyone. We have gathered here today on a solemn yet meaningful occasion, the launch of a book whose author, Miss D.A. Ramani, is no longer with us. While book launches are usually moments of celebration, today's event carries a deeper sense of reflection, remembrance, and respect. It is often said that a person's truly legacy is reflected in what they leave behind. In this case, the legacy lives on through this book. It stands as a testament to Miss D.A. Ramani's thoughts, efforts, and commitment to share something valuable with the world. The fact that this book is being brought out after Miss D.A. Ramani's passing makes it even more significant. It is not just a publication, it is a tribute. It reflects the love, respect, and dedication of the family who have taken the initiative to ensure that this work reaches readers. This is not a small effort, and it deserves our heartfelt appreciation. I would like to especially acknowledge the family members present here today. Your strength and resolve in organizing this event, despite your personal loss, is truly commendable. By doing this, you are not only honoring your loved one's memory, but also ensure that her voice continues to be heard. In many ways, books have the power to transcend time. While individuals may no longer be physically present, their ideas, stories, and perspectives continue to live on through their words. This book, therefore, becomes more than just pages bound together. It becomes a lasting connection between Miss D.A. Ramani and future generations of readers. I also wish to recognize everyone who contributed in bringing this book to publication: the editors, publishers, and all those who worked behind the scene. Their efforts have helped to transform this work into a form that can be shared and appreciated widely. To all the friends and family and readers here, I would say, when you read this book, you are not just reading words. You are engaging with the thoughts, voice of Miss D.A. Ramani, who is no longer with us. While we feel her absence, we also celebrate her presence through this book. May this book serve as a lasting tribute and continue to touch lives of many. Thank you all, and my sincere respect to Miss D.A. Ramani and her family. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sister Margaret Mary. I now call on Sister Shaiji, Principal of St. Joseph's College.
Good morning, Your Grace Archbishop Malavarapu Prakash, Archbishop Emeritus of Visakhapatnam, Sister Margaret Mary, the Provincial Superior of Sisters of St. Joseph of Annecy, esteemed family members and friends of our beloved Ramani Ma. It is my privilege and honor to extend a warm and heartfelt welcome to each one of you to St. Joseph's College for Women, Autonomous, Visakhapatnam. We gathered today for this event that is both deeply meaningful and gently bittersweet. Meaningful because we are celebrating the release of a book that carries thought, wisdom, and heart. Bittersweet because the author of this book, our beloved Ramani Ma, is not physically present among us. To hold it in her hands, to smile at its pages, or to speak about it in her own unforgettable ways. And yet, in many ways, she is here. She is here in the memories that fill this hall. She is here in the hearts of her students and colleagues. And most beautifully, she is here in this book, her final gift to all of us. Ramani Ma'am was an educator, a mentor, a performer, a thinker, a listener, and above all, a remarkable human being. For over 30 years, she served our college not just with dedication but with passion. She did not merely teach lessons, she shaped lives. Those of us who had the privilege of watching her on stage know this very well. When she spoke, people listened. When she smiled, the room softened. When she shared a thought, it stayed with us long after the applause faded. She had that rare gift, the ability to capture attention without demanding it, to inspire without effort, and to connect without pretense. She taught her students with warmth, wit, and an unwavering belief in their potential. All of us respected her, not only for her experience, but for her generosity of spirit and her readiness to uplift others. This book stands as a reflection of who she was: thoughtful, expressive, insightful, and alive with purpose. Though she could not release it in person, perhaps there is a quiet beauty in this moment, because today the book speaks for her. Every page carries her voice. Every word echoes her presence. Ramani Ma'am left us a few months ago, but her journey did not end. It simply transformed from classrooms into memories, from conversations into values, and now from thoughts into print. As we release this book today, let us not see it as a farewell, but as a continuation of her ideas, a continuation of her influence, and a continuation of the love she poured into this institution, St. Joseph's College for Women, for more than 3 decades. Ramani Ma'am, wherever you are, we know you. You would have stood here with grace, humility, and that familiar sparkle in your eyes. While we miss you deeply, we are grateful beyond words for your life, your work, and now your book. I extend my sincere gratitude to the family members of Ramani Ma'am for organizing this event at our college, the college she cherished deeply throughout her life, and to everyone who has joined us today to be a part of this program. May this book find many readers. And I would like to say a small event which I always recall when I remember Ramani Ma'am. Every day morning around 8:30, usually our college timing is between 9 to 4. So the teachers usually they come 5 to 9 or 9 o'clock. But Ramani Ma'am, every day she used to come before 8:30 or 8:30. So I know that this is the time she is going to come. I have to catch up with her. So I used to come early, 5 minutes early, 8:25, and come and sit in my office. And first she comes, wishes, and she says all that what happened earlier and what is going to happen and what is still in the future, what we are supposed to do. And I used to listen to her for half an hour every day from 2014 onwards. And that was really a great experience for me. Someone is there to listen to my problems, and her problems I share. And I can never forget that. She helped me so much. When I took up as a principal of the college in 2014, I was literally shivering. I did not know what to do. Though I was here from 2005 onwards teaching, so many Senior teachers are there, aided staff members, and I do not know how to manage or how to tell them certain things. They all are experienced persons, but certain things I may have to speak. So first I discuss with Ramani ma'am. I tell her, ma'am, I have this problem right now here, how to go, how to tell them. Then she used to say, okay, start with this way. Think of this point of angle. Then you start. So that is the way she helped me a lot. That half an hour which I spent every day till her retirement, even after retirement also when she came to the college, she used to help me out in that way. And whenever I need anything, ma'am, this is the problem right now, what can we do? And she is there with me. And I miss her so much here in this college. All of us know that whenever any program is happening in the college, Ramani ma'am used to be on the stage. And we know how vibrant she was. And I hope that she used to love this college so much. As Rani said, whenever any problem at home, she used to run to us. Not only literally running, but sometimes this is the event it happened, so please, what to do. That way we used to take and give. And she was extremely generous. Generous with the students, generous with anyone. Of course, money matters. We do not know where her money goes. It goes all to the people whom she loved. And family members, of course, they do not know where it has gone. Sometimes they used to wonder what happened. Her salary has come, but nothing has reached here. But she has her lovely way of saying that, okay, that's there, that particular student needs my attention, that particular person needs that amount. So sometimes she used to share heart to heart such things. So I am indeed grateful to all of you for coming here and honoring her memories. So thank you so much for listening patiently.
Sister Shaiji, you have nailed it on the head when you said that this is not a farewell but a continuation of her presence, and that is what I glanced through the book, a few snippets, and it is exactly like Ramani ma'am is talking to us, the language, the emotions that she has managed to write down in her memories. So thank you so much for putting it all together. And she invited confidences from everybody. She had a knack for getting you to share whatever was troubling you, and she shared her wisdom on how you could deal with this. And Sister Shaiji and whoever is here talking about her, I think this is one thing. When she became from lecturer in office management to when did she become the agony aunt for batches and batches of girls? We never realized it, but it seemed like a very natural transition. And it's like, Ramani ma'am, what should I do? Ramani ma'am, this is happening. Did you know that fellow said this to me? Do you know my husband said this to me? I had a fight with my mother or my mother-in-law. I think girls have very common stories about mother-in-laws. And she would listen to us, find time for all of us and give her wisdom. And a small thing if I could share, she always accused my batch that we corrupted her. That we shared probably inappropriate jokes, or that we always wasted her time in class, not allowing her to teach. And we would shoot back, ma'am, you were ripe to be corrupted at that time, and that is why you got corrupted. So to share some more memories, I ask Dr. Cynthia Thompson, she's going to whack me, Cynthia ma'am, to come and share some more memories of Ramani ma'am. We used to call them the awesome foursome. 4 of them were very thick friends, and that staff room, when it closed for lunchtime, we were like, okay, it is their me time, we better not disturb them. So Cynthia ma'am, please do come.
Greetings to Most Reverend M. Prakash, Sister Provincial,
Sister Principal, and this August gathering. Good morning to all of you. I'm indeed happy and honored to speak at the book launch of our dear friend, Miss Ramani Dhanraj. I'm here to speak the thoughts of my other two friends, Mrs. Shailaja, who's sitting here, and Mrs. Janki, who was unable to come. I say I'm speaking on behalf of them because when I was asked to talk, then I rang them up and said, what am I to say? And each of them very sweetly shared thoughts that I could deliver today. So that's why I'm here on behalf of them. Today I'd like to quote from the Bible, from the book of Ecclesiastes, which says, chapter 3, verses 1 and 2, which says, there is a time for everything, a season for every activity under the heavens. A time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant. That's what Ramani did. She planted. She planted her thoughts, memories, and her life in this beautiful book, The Joys of Giving and Living. When I was reading the title, instead of reading living, I was always reading loving. Because that's what she was. She was extremely lovable and she generated love to everyone that she came across. Maya Angelou, a prolific American writer, in her book, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, says, there is no greater agony than bearing an untold story within you. And I'm sure this was Ramani. She had so many stories within her which had to be expressed. And this book was one way of expressing, because at that time and at the right time, she was afflicted with cancer, as we all know. And that was a cage. That cancer was a cage because it stopped her physical activity of going here, there and everywhere. She used to be everywhere. She used to be all the time on the move. And when the cancer afflicted her, after a time, she was confined to a home. And the book was born then, I guess, right? Yes. So it came out of this agony that was in her to tell the world all what she couldn't express in her life. Of course, she could have expressed even more, and the book would have been bulkier. It wouldn't have been this slim. It would have been much more. But then she didn't have the time. Cancer took a toll of her life, and that's why it ends. Ramani was extremely active and very, very talented. Her mental ability was very, very active in spite of her physical ability gone with the disease. That's why the joys of giving and living came. The innings of her life was short. When I look at it from my standpoint, I feel that her innings were very short. But in that time, she lived life king size. There was no compromise, She would do everything and use every minute that she had to live life the best way that she could in giving and loving everyone. I say that I would like to tell you that my association with Ramani spans 5 decades. I'm sure, and that my friends too, I'm sure you will agree that it is ample time to know a person. During this time, my association with Ramani began. As a student, she was my student first in intermediate. And then later on, she became my colleague in St. Joseph's College. And finally, she became like family. I can say this with conviction that Ramani was multi-talented, and the beauty of it was that she never hid her talents under a bushel, but she used it to help others. It was always others in her life, in bringing joy and help for others. Everyone who wanted help would reach out to Ramani confidently, knowing that Ramani will never refuse and Ramani will find a solution for everything. She helped everyone who came to her, not just from St. Joseph's, not just the staff or not just the students. Her realm had no boundaries, no borders. It reached out far and wide. Very often when we used to ring up Ramani, she would never pick up the phone. Her phone was engaged or always busy. And we would say, Ramani, it's easier to get the Prime Minister of India, but it's very difficult to get you on the phone. And then she'll say, I'm sorry, Ray, in a very characteristic way. And then, we would never hold anything against her. She always had a flair for writing from the very beginning. For her, words just flowed. Thoughts and words just flowed. It didn't take long for her to write anything. People would approach her to write letters, formal letters for them. They would ask her to write self-appraisals for them. And students would be asking for testimonial. And she would do it with no effort at all. Just like that, She would be talking to us and then she'd be writing at the same time. It was such an easy task for her. This talent of hers was really great. In St. Joseph's College, whenever the staff retire, then usually a felicitation is written for them. And it always fell on Ramani, or she took it upon herself to write the felicitation for everyone. And it was so beautifully and lovingly worded. She wrote for me too. And when I read it now and then, it makes me soar to cloud 9. That was Ramani. She always had a good word for everyone. And she always saw things in people which they themselves never saw. She was extremely generous with her love and affection. She was never rude, never malicious, but always kind and encouraging, filled with positive traits. Not only was she generous with her affection, she was generous with her money too. She was a cheerful giver. She never cribbed. She was a cheerful giver. She believed in practicing. When you give, do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. That was Ramani. Her giving was always in secret. It was only from others that we found out that she gave such large amounts, or she gave gifts in kind to others. She also gave her time, and generous compliments came always from Ramani. And if in turn we complimented her, there was so much to compliment in her, and if in turn we complimented her, she would brush it off saying, no Ray, it's not like that. She lived her life for others. She was a friend to many and enemy to none. That was Ramani, very humble, loving and giving. Today we miss her, and today's her birthday too. Birthdays when we were in St. Joseph's were very special occasions for us, very exciting. We would wait for the birthday girl and shower her with gifts and flowers and compliments, and then we'd go around distributing sweets to all the staff. Yeah. And this continued even after we left St. Joseph's. but in a smaller way, perhaps in a treat at some restaurant. Today I'm sure Ramani is watching us from the same safe arms of Jesus while we enjoy the lunch provided for us. It says in the invitation, lunch is provided, so that's a treat. So happy birthday, Ramani. We love you. In closing, I would like to read a few poetic lines about our association, our Friends Association with Ramani. Dear Ramani, we were not bound by blood or name, but loved like family all the same. You brought comfort like kin. You reminded us that family isn't always about blood, it's about love, and you loved so fiercely. Your laughter echoes through our day. Your melodious voice lingers, bringing tears to our eyes, bringing pleasant memories. Though death has placed us apart, you still live loud in our hearts. Happy birthday, dear Ramani. And I'm sure her book, which is a gift to all of us, will have a great impact on many, many people. And I'm sure it's going to reach very far because her association also with people reached miles and miles across oceans. So I wish the family too, who have gone to great lengths to put this together, because Ramani didn't have the time to put it together, but the family did. And so thank you for bringing this book to life for us. Thank you.
Thank you for such a wonderful tribute to your friend Cynthia ma'am. I now call Dr. Nalini Datta, who is the HOD of English, St. Joseph's College, to say a few words.
HOD of the PG department.
I will correct myself.
My friend Sudha will be offended.
HOD of the PG department of English in St. Joseph's.
Good morning. His Excellency Most Reverend M. Prakash Garu, Archbishop Emeritus of Visakhapatnam, Sister Margaret Mary, Provincial, St. Joseph's College, and Dr. Stravinsky, the Principal of the College, friends and family, and everyone gathered here today. I am honored to speak a few words on the occasion of the launch of our dear friend's memoir. I am still trying to process the fact that Ramani is no longer with us, but her words, her story and her spirit are here with us today. So I wish you, Ramani, a very, very happy birthday. I am not looking up at the heavens and wishing you. I am looking right into this hall because I know you are sitting there in some corner, happy and joyfully smiling at all of us. I also wish to thank the Dandaraj family for inviting me to be here on this occasion, especially because I was actually supposed to be the one editing this book. While she started writing this book, on several occasions she would come to my room and tell me, Nalini, please, why don't you edit this few chapters that I have written? So I would say, Ramani, I'm sorry, I'm very busy now, later. And then she would say, shut up and do what you're told. And I had to shut up and do what I was told. She could be very imperious when she wanted to be. Well, anyway, I never got to editing it. Fate had other plans. Though I wish I had accepted it immediately and told her, you give me the chapters as and when you finish it. But later, I don't know why she changed her mind. She said, I'll give you the full book when I finish, so that even you can even look at the chronological timeline and do what is needful. But as I said, fate had other plans. But this same, by the very same quirk of this fate, I found my name in that book. Yeah, those of you who have got the copy, Please read it again and again. I'm so proud, I'm so honored, and so very humbled. Thank you, Ramani, thank you very much. Ramani left us too soon, but she left behind a treasure trove of memories, experiences, and insights that she shared with us through her writing. This memoir is a reflection of her life, her struggles, her triumphs, her passions, her ambitions, a reminder of her strength, her resilience, and of course her kindness. As we celebrate her life and her work today, let's also remember the impact she had on each one of us. I'm so proud today that though I didn't do much for the book, she still mentioned me in her acknowledgements, because once in a while I did give her little clues about how she could change a word or a turn of phrase, and for that, those small things she acknowledged me, and I'm so happy about that. But that was the kind of person Ramani was. You didn't have to do anything tangible for her, but she always showed that, or acknowledged our presence in her life. Her story may have ended, but her words will continue to inspire, to motivate, and to touch our hearts. So let's cherish her memory and keep her spirit alive through her writing. Thank you very much.
Good morning, all of you. Respected father, principal, sisters, and esteemed gathering. I stand before you today with a deep emotion to honor the life and legacy of late Mr. Ramani Dandraj, whose birthday, autobiography launch, and a memorial tribute bring us together in remembrance and gratitude. She passed away on 24th November at a time when we went in Canada, and we reached to Visakhapatnam only in January. Through distance separated us physically, our hearts remained close to her always. As her uncle and the own brother of Kalyani Dhanraj. I had the privilege to sharing with her many details about our family origins, her birthplace Vijayanagaram, and the heritage of our grandparents. The Ratnaswamy family, she carefully gathered these memories and preserved them with love. We both completed our homeopathic medical studies at the Master E.K. Institute under the guidance of Dr. Sastri Garu. Her thirst for knowledge and dedication to healing never stopped there. I inspired my high ideas. She entered with the path of pranic healing, psychotherapy and arhatic yoga under the Grandmaster Chokoksi of the Institute of Interstudies and earned a certificate in World Pranic Healing. Through these disciplines, she served humanity selflessly. Her service extended with not only society but also deeply into our Catholic community. Her devotion to St. Joseph's College stands as a shining testimony to her faith, discipline, and commitment. People measure life in years, but great souls are measured in impact. Ramani did not merely live, she uplifted, guided, healed, and inspired. Though she is no longer physically with us, her values, teaching, and love continue to live to every life she touched. She lived forever in our hearts. Let us honor her not only with words, but by carrying forward spirit of service and compassion. That will be the greatest tribute we can offer. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rajan. I now invite Dr. Annapurna, former HOD of Home Science, to say a few words. Okay, I think she's just stepped out for a minute. I now invite Mr. Ramchandran and Dr. GTV Ramesh, if he's here. He's here. So Mr. Ramchandran likes to call himself Chaddi Buddies with Ramani ma'am. Please.
You bet. Actually, you don't require a mic for Ramchandran.
Yes.
Ramchandran doesn't require a mic. Okay. I came with a lot of things in my mind. I thought I should come and speak, but then I find like all the adjectives have already gone. There are no adjectives left. So I'm not using the mic, I'm coming out. Okay, because this is my original voice and I think this is better than using that mic because it is jar. Right? So, I just made a few points. I said, let me start speaking on these, but then, not too sure. In school, we had Ramani, who was one class senior to me, and so she became Akka. And she became Akka to everybody, including those who are actually even older than her. Right? To the extent that her mother calls her Akka. She says Akka because there is no Ramani anymore. Right? This is I would say this is the extended family of Ramani, who we are sitting here today, plus all those who are watching across the globe. Right? Because for her, family was not brothers, sisters, mother, father. That was far beyond that the family extended. And school she was one of those standard one, first prize, and then goes to Ramani will be standing on the top of the three things, which is first, second and third. So she'll be the first. Then class 2, that is her zone. So our place she will not allow that. It will continue to be there. Throughout school, she was always somebody who was a topper, right? And when she went to college, and fortunately she went to a girls' college, a women's college, where actually she was considered to be a tomboy. Only after her, the next student who took to that was this girl who was sitting here. Okay, so college was one part where she probably, studied under madam and big people like them at that time. We missed out at that time because we were studying in other colleges, she was studying in another college. But then the time came again back in life when this man considered to be a know-all of so many things, and I was invited here by this college through ma'am to do a couple of lectures. So that's how again I came back into Ramani's life. At home, yes, we used to keep meeting, but then this is something which she would see who has what talent where, and then she would pull them in and bring them into that particular place. That's how I came back again into this college. University, she almost did her PhD living in the city. She was not at home. Bag and baggage, I remember that also. When she was staying, I think in Water Park for some time, she was staying because she wanted to be as close to the university as possible so that she doesn't waste time in transit. Right? So these were some things. Now the three things that I would look at was very, very close to her heart and very passionate was, yes, music. And if music was there, everything else stops. Right? Then what the professional part, that she has to be in the college, she has to do something for the college, took the better of her. When you look at the third thing, which most of the time we look at, is the society for which she was looking at. She would see there is that auto man, a man who just needs that little extra, push to say, how am I going to pay my finances? If that auto fellow's face is looking like this, there is Ramani. She would see that, somehow or the other, that man's face should brighten up. So, is the next question. And then she would end up getting right into him, and people will not open up to their wives, they will not open up to their sons, daughters, to anybody. They will open up to Ramani. So then they will say, this is my problem. And the problem is sort of solved. So this Ramani is what we all know. And then we always thought that she will live on. You never had a feeling, the strangest feeling, that on any one day, we would have to actually be talking about her in the past tense. Right? This book, when she was making, she asked me about our music master, because we shared that Veena master, the same place we went to. So she said, if there is one guy who would know where that master is staying, where that master's class, is it still going on, is there some photographs of those days, it was me. So I could give her a lot of such photographs of the music master, I could give such photos and things like that. But somehow silently she took all my details also. Maybe from me or from somebody else. And the last thing I expected was probably a mention of my name somewhere, yes, maybe. But then I believe there is a reasonable amount of some content on this bald man standing in front of you. Ramchandran is my name for those who do not know me. Chandu, Chandru, various names, same person. 5 feet 3 inches tall. Thank you, Ramani, for actually giving me this opportunity to be here and speak to our beloved family sitting all across the globe. Thank you so much. Ramesh. Yeah.
Good morning. Good morning, sir. Good morning, all the august members.
Morning, doctor.
The extended family of Mary Ramani is here. Unlike Chandru, I really need a mic. In page 73, she gives a mention of our small gated community, Annama Colony. And the school was just beside our house, and we were neighbors since 1968. So our association goes a long, long way. And every time she passed my house, I used to sing a small childhood rhyme, Mary, Mary, quite contrary, why does a garden grow? With silver bells and cockle shells and mermaids all in a row. And she, that was the first way of wishing her good morning. And she would, that's how, I only hope, I mean, every time I sing this song, she comes to my mind. But anyway, ours was a beautiful garden, and she was one of the most beautiful flowers in that garden. She was the eldest. Maybe I was the third eldest in that colony. And there were about 40-50 kids in that colony. We all grew up as one family. Even today, we are all associated thanks to these social medias and all outlets. And her word is supreme. When she says yes, it's yes. When she says no, it's a firm no. There is no disputing about it. And nobody ever challenges that. We just follow suit, because that's a respect she always commanded. And when she came to college, she came to another huge garden here. And she only, evolved into such a wonderful person each day. After 45 years of age or something like that, again thanks to all these social media outlets and WhatsApps and Facebooks and whatnot. So again we started regrouping and meeting more often than. And Chandru, I thought I saw you on page 144 or something, and I am somewhere around 150. She spent a page or two on us, so we must have meant something to her, but she was quite something to us. And Ma'am Cynthia, she made such an eloquent tribute to Mary. So like Chandru said, there are no more adjectives left for us to really speak about. She was the most wonderful person that we grew up together. And she shaped our childhood for the best. And if we are considered as good people, I would always say my teachers and friends like Mary Ramani. And her, not only her, so many of our schoolmates from St. Andrews, many of them are teachers all over the globe. You hear of a good teacher, you will find a root somewhere in St. Andrews. And I'll be very, very happy to hear that, because so many of them are teachers and so many of them are writers. They're so good at writing, and all these attributes. I won't take away anything from Mary Ramani or Chandru or anything about the writing capabilities, but I would say Mrs. Bennett's impression was a long-lasting one in teaching and writing. She had a great influence on our lives, and today if we are all good people, it's because of our teachers and friends like Mary Ramani. Thank you, Ramani. Only sad thing is, you are no more with us, but you will always be with us. The love, the smile that you always generated, you were just a bundle of energy. And thank you for this. We'll keep remembering you every time. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Thank you for such lovely words, Mr. Ramchandran. I have never called you Chandu or Chandru. You will remain Mr. Ramchandran. And Dr. Ramesh. Yes, I would like to call on Dr. Annapurna, who has been the former HOD of Home Science. And as students, we left college at the same time. And where Ramani ma'am would go, all of them would go to sign. I think at the end of the day, you had to sign a register that they were leaving the college. And Ramani ma'am was always followed by a cackle of laughter as she entered that a little room where they signed in the register. And there was always a cackle of laughter. I remember Dr. Sugna Kannan, Dr. Annapurna, Shailaja ma'am, Cynthia ma'am, all together, always a burst of laughter wherever she was. So please do come and share your memories.
Maybe next time. Namaste to Amma. Namaste Amma. And love to all of my friends and some of the students and all of you who are present here. Yes, as everybody said, a lot of things, a lot of adjectives are being used, and I loved the recollection of Cynthia and Nalini and the two friends, Ramchandran and Dr. Ramesh. She was always fond of Ramchandran. Wait, if you need somebody to talk, I will bring him, no problem, I will bring him, she used to say. So that was the number of people she knew in the city or outside the city also. Just to recollect, I'm sure Mridula must be there, part of it. She had a book bank in her room. And then she was not only a person who would read these books, but she wanted to encourage others also to read books and have fun with it. She had a library in her own room in that part of the building, and that's how much she wanted others to read books. It's not a surprise that this has come up, and though of course, as Cynthia said, it would have been much bulky if she had written more about, and she had the capacity to write more about it. And at least for me, I think many of us here, none of these memories, the sharing of memories pass away without sharing Suguna, right? And she was a mentor to all of us, and do this or do that, don't do this. We used to love all those things. And Ramani was one, she has mentioned Suguna also very, with a lot of affection and appreciation as a mentor. I'll just read out a sentence from what Suguna wrote when Ramani was retiring. Suguna was in Delhi, she couldn't come down here, so she sent a felicitation address about Ramani. I'll just write one line. I think that summarizes what we know about Ramani. Ramani Dhanraj, it says felicitation address. And the challenge of leadership is to be strong, not rude. I'm sure all of us will agree. Do this, Ray, do this, Ray. She has a typical way of saying it so in such a childish manner. Be kind but not weak. Make them realize that you have to do it, okay? But be kind about telling it to them in a nice way. Be bold but not bully. She used to bully us a little, I think. You agree with me? She used to bully us, but we used to love that bullying. Because she has found that we are capable of doing something, and that's why she said, you do this. Okay? Be thoughtful, but not lazy. It says, be humble, but not timid. And timidness she never had. She was a very brave person. From what we found her, especially towards the later part of life, I'm going to college, she would say. And then catch a stick and then come to the college. And then enjoy her life there, go back. I think, I'm sure they all become very tired and sick again. So she was very, very brave, and she's an example, I think, to all of us who are going to meet many challenges in our life. We don't know what God has due for all of us. So she's an example there. Have humor but not folly. She would never insult us. She used to say, "Eti blouse deeniki napputada? Why you have come dressed like this?" She would say, especially to Suguna, I think. Suguna got the brunt of it. But it used to be said in a nice way that we used to love the way she was saying. Then I have to recollect, on July 4th, July 2nd or 1st, I went and visited her, saw Amma and all of them at home. Casually I told her, I thought she will not. I said, "Why don't you come home, Ramani, if you want to go out somewhere? Why don't you come home?" I thought she won't come. Then on Thursday, she rings up in the morning saying, "I am coming." "Oh, நீ வரையா? உனக்கு என்னது சமையல் பண்ணணும்?" I was wondering what to cook for her. She said, "They make one vegetable and a little rice." I said, "Okay." Then she got her own vehicle and then came home. Okay, very good. You know what she brought with her? She brought a wireless karaoke and then started singing. Okay, one song is over. She was a little tired also at that time. 2 songs over, 3 songs over. I went on recording all those songs. She wouldn't stop. So then I had to join her because she was becoming breathless while singing. And you will find that in the song I posted in the morning in our retired teachers group. And we enjoyed that last bit. I enjoyed with her. Of course, after that, went back to the hospital when she was there, tried to pinch her, tickle her on the sole, take her hand. And we sang, I think Mary was with me that day. We sang all those songs thinking at least she would make a little movement. But I suppose all the movements she has already made when she was in St. Joseph's, running up and down, up and down. So thank you, Ramani, for being with us. We will have you in our minds and heart. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Annapurna ma'am. In fact, I have evidence of your visit to Ramani ma'am in July. She sent me a picture and she said, "Guess what? Guess who visited?" And she was sitting there with her lovely headdress. She managed to get those beautiful headdresses. I think, another very clear way in which she always showed how she could adapt to any situation, the good, the bad, the difficult. She lost her hair because of the chemo, but she turned it around into a style statement. And it takes a different kind of a person with so much of positivity, so much of courage to face what she faced, with a smile, with style, with elan. And that's, I think we can always learn that. So thank you so much, Annapurna ma'am. And I would now like to call Father Jeevan Babu, who is the Malkapuram parish priest, Church of Malkapuram, to say a few words.
Good morning, everyone. Actually, to say about Ramani ma'am, I have very few experiences and hearsay, and many people they have shared some of the experience of hers with the community and with the people. Of course, many of the speakers, they have said how joyous she was, how happy she was, how diligent and active, dynamic leader. Of course, all this are true very much. I missed her to see because the moment I transferred and came here, So those are the days she was on the bed, she was undergoing a lot of pain. Of course, we went to pray, but she was unconscious, so I could not meet her and talk to her. But all the people were saying she was very good, and she was leading the youth, and she was very friendly with everyone. Of course, when I see all your faces, with a lot of experiences, I missed her. I missed her lovely companionship. I missed her lovely guidance. But whenever I go to the family, talk to Amma and the brothers and sisters, I could get the glimpse of hers because of their talk, their love, their affection they showed towards the priests and anyone. Of course, I was imagining how she was, and she was leading and all. You see, I'm very happy to receive a book of her life. I could say this is all her life, the choice of giving and living. Exactly, she gave her life not for the family, but for the society, for the students, for everyone, because she was the one wherever, Meruputtigalaga, let us say. So Meruputtigala, wherever. So she was there whenever any help is there, as you are sharing. So I am recollecting all those things. I just read a quotation. The happiest people don't have the best of everything, but they just make the best of everything they have. I think this quotation fits her. So at this juncture of releasing the launching of the book, I promise I want to read it fully. I want to read it fully, go through every line, and I want to read between the lines also, and to get the knowledge of her, and moreover her love towards the education and towards the music. Of course, I'm also the lover of music. As you are all telling, she loved the music the best. So I missed her, because if she could be there, I could learn, or we can sit together and sing together like that. So I miss her, but I promise she is with the Lord, singing her joys and sorrows, or whatever she had, she is sharing with the Lord, and she is happy. And of course, as Jesus promised, those who believed in me while they lived, they will be with me. Of course, she is honored there more, and she is celebrating her birthday there in heaven more and more, we believe. And we offered Mass today, we prayed for her today, and especially. So I would like to sing 4 lines for her. When I was in 7th standard, I learned this song. Maybe I think it is fit for her. Merupula meri saavu, valapula kalisavu, kallu terachi chuseloga, minnalalo kalisavu, minnalalo merisavu, merupula merisavu, valapula kalisavu. She appeared just like a star, and very soon she has mingled in the stars. So I wish her happy rest in the Lord, and also I promise the family I will pray for her and for all of you. Thank you for giving me this chance.
Thank you for such a musical tribute, Father Jeevan Babu, to our Ramani ma'am. I'm sure she's enjoying what you sang for her. And Meruputiga translates to live wire. to, I think, one of her last performances in Elixir 2000, Elixir, with the electric guitar and her turban, and she's like, girls! I'm like, wow, this is after chemo. This is after chemo. I'm like, this lady never ran out of energy. She never ran out of joy. And I think the book, the title, the launch is so apt that it should be on her birthday today. So we now have Sister Jess Mary, who's the principal of St. Anne's School of Nursing, who would like to share her testimony.
Respected fathers, all madams and all those who are present here, and my dear sisters and Jesus Youth members are here. I stand here on behalf of St. Anne's family. Many others could not come, and moreover I am representing our communities in Malakapuram. Three communities we have: school, college and hospital, and attached to School and College of Nursing, where I have come across Ramani Akka for last at least 4 to 5 years, very close contact. Otherwise I knew her only as English community, because she attends English Mass with lively songs, and very especially after Easter Mass, the next day morning Mass, definitely it is her songs. So after the Telugu Mass, we used to wait for her to hear some of the songs. So for last 4 to 5 years, I was having very close contact. As we call her, she was a mother to all, sister to all, mentor, teacher, spiritual guide, counselor. We can go on add to that. So what I felt was, she was a mother to many of my students. She used to, even when she was sick also, she used to come and counsel few of my students. And lovingly, very affectionately, we call Ramani Akka. And she's always Akka for me. I know, because she knew me very well. Not because we are of same language or anything, but a kind of affection was there. Because she was a kind of role model for me in many ways. Like her giving. She gives to the church, she doesn't look at the purse whether money is there. Because as Father Jeevan said, he has come only recently. But we know her last at least now 14, 17 years I am in the campus. So I knew her. She doesn't, as soon as Father announces or informs anything, that Raj family is there. And Ramani Akka is the first person who gives. I don't know whether they are looking at their purse or bank balance, I don't know. But just they give. Most of the things or most of the articles, many things that are in our parish are donated by them. Not because just donating financially, they are generous, even otherwise. Akka used to be very loving, very kind, very lively. More than loving, I say she is lively. She had a fall. Same time I too had a fall. Then she used to come for the Jesus Youth meeting. Then I used to tell Akka, please take care of your leg. You take care of your leg. I said, Akka, I am little younger than you, Akka. I will take care, please. You take care. But she doesn't say. She says, you take care, because you have to guide so many students. You have to be there. So, such a way she used to be very lively. I know my Jesus Youth members are there. They will speak more about her. She is a person of loving, kind, affectionate. There is no distinction for her. No distinct language or anything is no matter for her. She speaks, she goes, she moves. She has no difference in her words or in her tone. There is nothing. I can find her even at her last days. She was in our hospital. We used to go now and then and talk to her. Even I used to call, 2 times I went and I called her through near the ear, Akka, Ramani Akka, please get up. Please get up. Simply I used to joke, we have a Jesus youth meeting, please get up. But she could hear, I am sure, but she could not respond. That were the days I used to feel very bad, because that time I remember this Jesus youth was becoming more and more in our campus, little more active and alive. She used to come, share her experiences, share her thoughts. Many things we used to have together. Even my students used to get attached. They all used to call Ramani Amma. For her Amma, for me Akka. So like that we were. And within short span of time, I could not see. As father said, soon she entered into her realm of God. But I am sure Akka is with the same smile, smiling there, looking at God and resting in God. Akka, thank you so much for being a role model for all of us, very especially to my students, to all our sisters in our campus, and to me especially. Thank you so much, and may you rest in God. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, Sister Jess Mary. I now request Sister Angelina from the St. Joseph's School of Nursing Home to please say a few words. A little bit of patience. We only have a few more speakers, and I'm sure you will understand that everybody has something to say about Ramani ma'am. And very reassuring that so many people loved her and have such wonderful memories of her throughout.
Good afternoon to everybody. I am not only sister of St. Joseph, I am part of the family. Because my sister is married to cousin of Ramani. From the time I came to know Ramani, anywhere I meet her, or even if I don't notice of her, from somewhere in the corner she'll call out, Akka, where are you? Where are you going? So sometimes ago when I was in Voltaire, I was in the market buying some coffee powder. Suddenly I saw one vehicle coming and stopping, and Akka, she was calling me because I am older to her. Then I thought, who is this in the market calling me? It was Ramani. So she pulled me and took me to the vehicle. I sat and just said, hello, how are you? And then she said, you must be very tired, therefore why don't you come with me? I said, no, I have to finish my work and then I will go back. So wherever I met her, she always recognized, and even though she is busy, she used to stop and say a few words to me. And that's, you all had more experience than me, because I was not around here, I was out of the country. But when I came back, whenever there is a possibility of inviting me, even to the college, though I was not working in the college, I was in the community, always she made a day or so to invite me into the college. And one time I was in charge of the church, therefore she arranged for the Jesus Youth. And she said, my Akka is there, she'll do everything for me with such a confidence. She brought all the people, and at the end of it she called me to give a talk, which I was not prepared like today. But then I spoke to them and she was so much taken up and praised me up to the heavens, and as usual. And then that day was a happiest day for everybody there in the church, and we really had the conversation, and everything went well. And I remember after that I was gone away from here. When I came back once again, I saw her when I came around to college side. I saw her limping and walking. Then I was far away. When I saw her going back, I came to the stage. She was around there. I said, Ramani, what happened? You are limping. Don't worry, Akka, I will be okay. Like that she said. But then, she never gave me any explanation. And I said, be careful, you are going up and down. Your leg will be, once again you can hurt. Then after that, she started walking with the stick. So slowly things have been happening to her, but she never took care of herself, that I should say. Because in a short time, everything came over her. I remember she told me she's taking Rani to Vellore. Then at that time, we never thought that she is really ill. And then when she came back, I said, you look very tired, how are you, Ramani? Then she said, oh, I am fine, Rani is better. And then I went to see them. After a very short time, everything came on her. It was shocking, actually. For me, it was really a shock. Such a person, lively, moving around, and all of a sudden, she, as everybody said, with all that, she pulled herself and she was going around and doing as much as she could. And I remember Bishop coming and visiting her and all that. Then I started thinking something is going really very bad. Then I asked them, then she heard this, and I met once, I was coming down Vijaya Medicals. Then I saw her getting out of the vehicle and practically she was vomiting there. Then I understood the sickness has gone very deep. So a few times only I was able to visit her. The last when she was in the Malakkapuram hospital, when I went, she was completely off. However, we tried to, both of them, Rani and Vani, they were trying to sing, and Kaka, they were trying to call, and I went on calling Ramani. There was no movement at all. And we were only praying. Sisters, when they were coming from college, I used to join and go and visit. The last, she was completely off. She must be, as she said, that she must be listening to what we were saying, but no movement at all. Then I was sharing, my sister used to call and ask me, how is Ramani, how is Ramani? So I just said, this is it. She's like a vegetable there, no movement. But I am only praying to God that her suffering may, taken away from her. Anyway, God did not allow her to stay with us longer, that's what I would say. She could have been still more active and could have done much more than what she was doing. But I think we are satisfied by hearing everybody talking about her so well. I am also, as a member of the family, part of the family, very, very proud. And she had been so good to everybody. Even my sister's family and all, the last when they came, we were sitting together in a house, and she made sure that everybody got something. And I knew that she had emptied her purse completely. That's Ramani, as you all heard, but for me she is very, very special, because after I came back, and more than these, I had been in contact with her much more. And that's why when she went away, it was very difficult to accept. But then the state of her was something the other side. I felt that God gives her relief from. So I praise and thank the Lord for all the gift He had given her and shared with the people whom she came into contact. Number of them, I know very little, but I think many of them. And our own sisters in the college, I know that Ramani is part of us, more than the family. So I am quite proud of being here to talk about her, the little I know. And I wish and that she may be there interceding for each of us and helping us, especially our sisters in the college and all of us. And once again I praise and thank the Lord, and thank you very much for this opportunity you gave me to talk about her. Thank you.
Thank you, Sister Angelina. We now have Ms. Bharti, who's a manager from HPCL. She's also been a former student. Could you please come up?
revered dignitaries and my revered gurus, and the audience who came here, and a privilege to refer themselves as Ramani ma'am's friend, Ramani ma'am's student, Ramani ma'am's colleague, or whatever it is. And it's a real privilege to know a great soul like Ramani ma'am. And I take pride in telling that not only me, but also my children were her students, and she mentored our whole family. A moment of mixed emotions though. I just tried to pen down few of my thoughts for my beloved Ramani ma'am. And my teachers here need to pardon me if I make any mistake, especially in English. And here we go. Ramani ma'am, the light that still teaches us. There are teachers who finish lessons, and there are teachers who become the lesson itself. Ramani ma'am was one such great soul. Not merely a guide in the classroom, but a quiet light that followed us throughout our life. She entered our days with a gentle smile, a book in her hand and kindness in her voice. Yes, yet what she gave us was far greater than mere chapters and examinations. She gave us courage when we doubted ourselves and hope when the road seemed uncertain. To some, she was a teacher. To many, she was a mentor. But to all of us, she was our beloved Ramani ma'am. A name spoken with affection, a presence felt with warmth. In our classroom, we not only learned management lessons, but also patience and perseverance. We learned that knowledge is not merely to succeed, but to serve, not merely to shine, but to help others find their light. She had a rare gift to see promise when others saw fear, to lift a hesitant voice and say, "You can, just try once more." And because she believed in us, we slowly began to believe in our own self. Years passed, and these corridors are now silent. But somewhere, in every decision we make, in every word we speak with kindness, in every dream we dare to pursue, there lives a small echo of our Ramani ma'am. Today, as her book opens its pages, it feels though she walks among us again, in every line, in every memory, in every grateful heart gathered here. For some lives are not measured by the years they lived, but by the countless lives they touched. Ramani ma'am may no longer stand amidst us, but she still teaches through the values she planted, through the paths she illuminated, through her love she quietly sowed in our hearts. And perhaps that is the true destiny of a teacher, to leave the footprints so deep in time that even absence cannot erase them. She is now a melody in our hearts, a fragrance that lingers in every season, a shining star above us, guiding our steps with quiet strength. For in every grateful student, in every heart she shaped with care, Ramani ma'am lives on forever, teaching us still. Thank you all.
Thank you, Ms. Bharti. That was lovely. I now call upon Dr. Jayalakshmi, former HOD of the Hindi department and the present PRO. Ma'am, BA की रानी का निमंत्रण है. Forgive the Hindi. I have not learnt it.
Very good. My student.
The khaki is still gone, ma'am.
Namaste, Amma. Good afternoon, everyone. Some lives pass through time, but a rare few transform it. Ramani was one such life. An untiring spirit, a heart filled with nectar, a voice that comforted, and a presence that strengthened an entire institution. Miss D.A. Ramani was not just a part of St. Joseph's. She was its pulse, its grace, its light. The beloved eldest daughter of Mrs. Kalyani and Miss Arogya Swami Dhanras, she was a caring sister to Joseph, John,
Rani, Rajini and Vani. To her family, she was a blessing. To our institution, she was a treasure. Her presence bridged hearts across the campus, from support staff to senior faculty, from students to administrators. Ramani related to everyone with kindness and dignity. She had the remarkable ability to recognize and nurture talent in each individual. A lover of the art and a fountain of affection, Ramani expressed herself beautifully through her words, her music and her teaching. Her unique style, gentle yet powerful, left a lasting impression on generations of students. As NAC coordinator, Ms. Ramani played a pivotal role in strengthening the academic standing and grading of the college. Her meticulous documentation, insightful planning and visionary execution brought distinction and recognition to the institution. She authored numerous citations and commendations with exceptional eloquence. An inspiring mentor, Ms. Ramani guided young faculty members with wisdom and patience. A gifted musician, she enthralled audiences with her mastery over the veena, guitar and keyboard. Her artistic soul resonated through melodies that linger in memory. Her interest extended beyond academics. She was skilled in pranic healing and Reiki therapy, an accomplished English orator, and a guiding light to the student council. She was instrumental in organizing alumni reunions and served as a driving force behind the college initiative Excelsior. Deeply committed to social service and charity, Ramani exemplified compassion in action. Even through social platforms, she strengthened bonds and connected the St. Joseph's community with the wider world. Dear Ramani, 24th November 2025 took you away from our eyes, but never, ever from our lives. To her family, she was love. To her colleagues, she was strength. To her students, she was a guiding light. To St. Joseph's, she was irreplaceable. Even in pain, she stood strong. Even in silence, she spoke through her actions. Heaven gained a star in its endless sky, a star that now shines forever bright, but St. Joseph's lost its heart, its hope, its light. And today, somewhere in heaven, under the endless sky of stars, we know Ramani, you are celebrating your birthday. So we all are here to wish you. We can almost see it, visualize. Familiar faces around you. Leslie sir, former head of the Department of English, with his gentle smile. Suguna ma'am, with warmth in her eyes. Sister St. Andrea, Sister Alice Mary, Sister Veronica, standing close with the quiet blessings. And your dad, right beside you. All of them saying together, Ramani, cut the cake. And you, with that same graceful smile, bringing order, joy and life even to heaven. Cutting the cake, first piece to your dad, visualize everyone. Then turning to everyone else, making even heaven feel like St. Joseph's. Because where you are, there is music, there is warmth, there is celebration. Maybe heaven itself has become more organized, more musical and more beautiful because you are there. And as we stand here today, between memory and longing, we realize something that stills the heart. Happy birthday in heaven, Ramani. For heaven, you are a shining star. But to us, you are the light that never fades. You are the presence we still feel. You are the love we still carry. And you will always, always be our superstar. Thank you. Thank you once again. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you for such a wonderful tribute, Jayalakshmi ma'am. I cannot say Dr. Jayalakshmi, Dr. Cynthia, they've all taught me, so I cannot say that, but so wonderful, the imagery that she provided us of Ramani ma'am cutting the cake in heaven and telling everyone to stand in line for your piece. I think that's going to stay with us for a while. I now call upon Dr. Manikya Kumari, who is the HOD of Botany.
respected principal and Namaste Amma, and all the family members of Ramani Madam, and all my former colleagues of various departments, and the friends and family members of Ramani and other invitees. A very good morning to all of you. And today I have heard many speakers here. They spoke everything about Ramani, and what I felt about her is already reflected through them. But still, when I entered this college in 1991, Ramani was the one of the first person that I met in the corridors of the college, along with Annapurna Madam. So when I signed my first signature in the attendance, I came out of the room, and while going to my department, I met her near the H1 room, between H1 and H room. So she was the youngest then, and after her, I think me, I joined that time. So that was the first glance of her that I saw. And after, as a colleague, we had a lot of journey with her as colleagues. But Ramani, as many said, and also I experienced, that when we were as the colleagues, as all aided members were there, she was the only one most of the time and conduct the programs, speak everything, or do all arrangements to the programs. Then their very close departments like English department, psychology department, and they were very closely knit, family-like. They were never like, I never looked them like colleagues, but they used to be like a tiny family. And Ramani was treated as a very loud child among them, like a small young sister like that. Okay, and we used to call her. She was always, for any program, she comes with a guitar in her hand and engages with her lovely songs, a very melodious voice. And she always used to organize the things in such a wonderful manner that nobody can tell her. She herself can plan everything and execute everything. And so we used to call her like jack of all trades. Is it, ma'am? The English department ma'ams and all other senior ma'ams used to call Ramani, you are jack of all trades. So she can do anything and everything, provided she is given that platform. And she continued the same kind of a performance in the college until she retired, and even after she retired. But as she was into, though she is a lecturer here, but she used to involve in every aspect of the college and its development. So sisters have taken a lot of help from her. He is able to sit throughout the day and night with the sisters, management and the faculty members. She came out with one of the very, very largest report book of NAC for the first time in our college. More than 500 pages of the report she made, for which we got the first very good NAC grade. So that is how that time I used to tell her. And after NAC happened, some of us have registered for PhD as teacher fellows. And we completed our PhD and obtained our PhD degrees. At that time, she was also, registered for PhD, but for some time she did her research and later she gave up. Now and then she used to tell, the only thing I haven't fulfilled is my PhD. But I used to tell her, Ramani, you have done more than PhD in our college, because she gained such a lot of knowledge through so many activities she conducted and worked for the college. And once I told her, your experiences, you can make them into thesis and you can submit and get a PhD like that. Because when she offers student projects, nowadays we are having these internships for students also as a mandatory things. She used to offer internship topics also at a very higher level, which can be treated as a mini research work. And she used to tell, Manikya, I sat night and day correcting or arranging the thesis content of my students like that. And as far as her book title says, that Life of Giving, so we know that she is a very good giver in every occasion, silently, sometimes little known. So especially when I talk about her giving during this COVID first phase, so everything is shut down at that time. Colleges were shut down. There was no transport and there was no food availability to people, particularly the poor people. In our college we have poor children also. So sisters are always take care of them. But at that time nobody has the means to help them. So one day I got a call from Ramani. Manikya, I'm just started helping some of the very poor children in my class. Why don't you do that to your class children? Then I at that time I was doing some kind of a service to the COVID struck people through NSS, because I am the NSS coordinator. So we are supplying food through some other sources to people who are in need of. Then when she said, then I immediately, we have those WhatsApp groups right then. So I contacted my students and asked them, whoever are unable to meet their ends during this phase, please tell me. So some 10 to 12 students responded. So in my might, I helped them. So there is some kind of an inspiration from her to do that little mite from my side, and some of other colleagues also have done that. So this is how Ramani not only does her best, she also inspires and encourages people to do something for others. And another thing is, in college or among the students or faculty, she is the one who always first appreciate anybody, whatever a small achievement or a big achievement they achieve. Okay, and she remembers and repeatedly appreciates them. So appreciation boosts anybody's spirit. So that is how she does. But besides all these positives, now and then Ramani, he is very stern, and she is very, very firm in her words or thoughts. Sometimes it may hurt some others. Okay, but still, even after that, she comes back with again a friendly nature. Right? So, in spite of her sternness or firmness, there won't be any grudge after that. Again, we will be back with normal smiling faces, hugging, smiling, laughing, and sharing moments as usual as it was before. So that was the kind of relationships we have with her, and the very peculiar laugh she always exhibits. That is one identification of Ramani. So even though we don't see her physically, wherever we hear her laughter, we can recognize, oh, Ramani madam is there in this room or in that place, like that. We recognize her. So Lakshmi Prabha madam and Ramani madam, they have the two very unique laughter with which we can identify them even if they are not there physically. So when I saw her portrait just now, I am telling Jayalakshmi, my colleague, she is still looking alive, because after we heard her demise, there is nothing like our perception that she is no more. We still of the feeling that maybe Ramani ma'am came today, because even after her retirement, she continued her work in the college, but by then she was suffering from cancer. So serving while suffering is not an easy thing, but still she used to come and do something to the college. She continued teaching, she continued involving in some decisions of the college, she continued to help other departments and students. Even while conducting the recent Excelsior, she came with her treatment attire, as she said. She made it a style statement, like with her cap she came with a guitar. While there were bouncers, she was still controlling the mob, because during these Excelsiors, we were inviting the celebrities. So students and other people are rushing and falling over them. And she was with the stick, with the treatment, but still she is guarding some part of the audiences not to come onto the stage. Okay, so that is Ramani. So whatever stage she is, wherever she is, however she is, she always lingered to the college, worked to the college, and she made her mark in the college. And everybody in the college always remember Ramani, because as Rani said, we also always say that college is her home, not even a second home, direct home. So we find her here or in her home. Okay, so whether she is not well, sisters are also like her family. We know that she is always attached to sisters like their family. Sister Mary, earlier sister, like Veronica's sister, they used to treat her like their own family. And whatever happens, immediately they will be there in their family regarding her or her family members and share that. So Ramani has become a part of the college, part of the management, part of the faculty, part of the students. You know, the students claim, I'm Ramani ma'am's student. Now just one manager said that she read one poetry that she has written. So like that, she has become a name in the lives of students, lives of some of the faculty, like that. So Ramani has contributed a lot to the college. At the same time, the college also have taken care of her and given her some kind of a solace. And all this happened in her life. So we remember Ramani as one of the loud person here, one of the inspiring person, one of the well-learned person who took care of her profession as a teacher, as a mentor, as an advisor. And she was there with the different wings of the college and performed her role in all these platforms. So Ramani is always remembered and she always be with us. Even recently also, somebody said today Ramani came. Recently we had this union of former students, alumni. So Sita madam came and many others came. At the time Ramani also came, not Ramani, earlier time, she came. So even when we were not expecting her presence, she used to be here in spite of her debility or weakness, whatever it is. Nothing challenged her life. Everything gave strength to her to be as she is, and she was always with us. And I hope the family will get a solace through the memories of her life. As everybody shared here, I think you must have known something more about her through the voices of people who accompanied with her. So thank you so much, Rani and her family, Amma, and all the members here for giving me this opportunity. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Manikya Kumari. I think once again it is reiterated that St. Joseph's and Ramani ma'am are synonymous. You cannot take one out of the other. I now call on Dr. Aruna, who is the HOD of Chemistry. She left. Dr. Krishna Kumari, former HOD of the Department of Maths, would like to take this opportunity to say a few words about Ramani ma'am.
Don't worry, I'm not going to take much of your time. Namaste, Amma. All my former colleagues and friends, a very warm, good afternoon, all of you. Actually, in the program, my name was not there, but I'm so motivated after listening to all the things. I thought I may not get this opportunity in my lifetime to remember, even though she is in my heart. So that's why I took this opportunity. First, I have met her in the canteen because I have changed so many colleges.
On transfer, I came over here in this college. They asked, and Sindhya madam was there, Sailaja madam was there. They asked me, how you feel, whether this college is better, that college is better. I didn't know. I was so innocent. I have given a chart to them, advantages, disadvantages. Then Ramani said, afterwards, don't say like that. you should be a little bit smart. I thought, what is there? So here we have to come shortly and during time, because there we never used to follow all those things. Only syllabus we used to complete. And first I felt a little bit while the fish coming out of the water. But St. Joseph's, afterwards, I didn't even used to take the leaves. So that how much I was occupied in this college. And Ramani, from the beginning itself, she used to call me Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. I didn't forget that. So I used to ask her, please give me your address. I want to. But still, I think she is there in among all of us. And she is a lover of music. That's why I came. Just I want to give a tribute through a song. And not Janagan Mana. A small thing. Next, actually today is her birthday. Very happy birthday, Ramani. I miss your kala jamun. So she used to bring the kala jamuns to every department. So actually in our room 10 members were like that. Even Gayatri madam, she used to sit in our staff room. So even though on that day some of them were absent, we used to say 8 members are there, 8 members are there. So we used to collect 8 sweets and Ramani, she knew afterwards, Parle Tisko Krishna, you are a sweet lover, no Tisko em parvaledu. So all those memories, and especially I would like to thank during my retirement all the staff members who were retired before her. They were really lucky, I used to think, because in English Ramani gave such a good felicitation address. Only matter I gave because a few days back I was called as a resource person in this college and my biodata was in the pen drive. So that was missing somewhere. So what I have to do, I thought. Then immediately I have gone through the felicitation address. So everything was there. So, and I remember Ramani, so really very bad luck to all of us. But still I feel her presence during with her smile everywhere and with her songs. Can you okate problem ఏంటంటే వెయ్యి గుళ్ళ పూజారి అన్నమాట తను మనం ఇది హెల్ప్ చేస్తాం పాపం. She wants to help us in singing because I was in the student council, music అన్నీ నేర్పిస్తాను. ఎక్కడ we cannot find her where she is, because where she is a very poor eater, I know. And just everybody she have explained her generosity and all. But I would like to say one thing. She apatradhanam antaru kada konni she did. I knew few things. I warned her because I didn't know a lot, but few cases I knew. Nu apatradhanam chestuna, everybody is what they are doing. So they are misusing you, Ramani. She used to say. I know few cases, but I am very sorry to say this. First, I would like to congratulate all the family members because they have taken such a trouble to bring her legacy and to continue her legacy, and she is very lucky to have such family members. We should appreciate them. Really, really, she is lucky to have such family members. And we are lucky to be as our colleague and in this college. So I didn't prepare, so I want to just, because I thought I may not get this chance to render my thoughts among you. And finally, Pibare Ramarasam Rasame Pibare Ramarasam Pibare Ramarasam
रामरसं शुद्ध परमहंस आश्रमगीतम् शुद्ध परमहंस आश्रमगीतं सुखसौनक कौशिकमुखपीठं सुखसौनक कौशिकमुखपीठं पिबरे रामरसं रसमे पिबरे रामरसं पिबरे रामरसं जनन मरण भय शोकविदूरम् जनन मरण भय शोकविदूरम् सकल शास्त्र निगमागमसारम् सकल शास्त्र निगमागमसारम् पिबरे रामरसं रसमे पिबरे रामरसं पिबरे रामरसं Thank you all. One more thing I have forgotten. So, in English, Ramani used to prepare all the felicitation addresses, and here I think PKJ is there, Dr. PKJ. In Telugu, she used to prepare very nicely, without asking also. She used to come forward, and we are very lucky to have them in this college. And finally, I thank all of you for listening to me patiently. I don't know whether what I have expressed, I don't know. But anyway, thank you all for listening to me patiently. And happy birthday, Ramani, wherever you are. There, I think you are distributing kala jamuns, I don't know. Thank you, one and all.
Happy birthday, Ramani. And her favorite song is Ajibu Dasataye.
Ah,
And she always sings that song with the guitar.
Signature song.
Yeah, signature song.
Okay. Sit.
Thank you so much, Dr. Krishna Kumari. That was a heartfelt impromptu tribute and a lovely song, so I'm sure she's very happy. We have a representative from Jesus Youth, of which Ramani ma'am was a part of, to say a few quick words. Lunch is awaiting. Followed by a brief audio-visual tributes which have come in from students and friends across the world.
Before the Jesus Youth actually come up to speak, I would like to say just maybe a 20-second. When Ramani retired in 2020, we had the Father Prakash, Arji Prakash, as the parish priest of Mankapuram church. So he was going to get transferred to another place. Actually, he was going to be the Diocesan Youth Pastoral Center Director. So he said, Akka, you worked enough for the education line. I think now you have to come into this missionary line and do something for the church. The right time, probably at the right moment. At that time I didn't feel it was the right moment. I mean, I'm voicing my opinion. And she said, oh yes, giving again. Oh yes, I'm there. And she spent from 2020 to 2023. One day she would be in Mandapeta, another day she would be in Rajahmundry, another day in Eluru, another day in Hyderabad, another day in Bangalore, another day in someplace. She spent so much of her energy and everything into this movement, the Jesus Youth movement. And sometimes people say, why is she so mad? How everybody used to call her what? Amma. And the password for the Jesus Youth was Amma. Everybody would say Amma. So much so they would call us also Amma, and they're all sitting there. Then there was a stage when we realized, even when she was sick, she would be after the Jesus youth, at them, with them, after them. Actually, she had that big mighty fall because she felt that she was also one among the youth, going behind on her camera, and she fell backwards. So, sometimes, our family was actually irritated also at times. But then after a certain stage, we gave up. And we said, she's beyond repair. She's beyond all this. She'll do what she wants. It's okay. If she's happy going with the Jesus youth, if she's happy walking with them, so be it. And that's why today they're here, because when I think of Ramani also, or my Akka, and anything that she was closely associated with, is the Jesus youth, especially towards the end of her life. So, welcome here.
Respected family members of Ramani Amma and the elders and the brothers and sisters gathered here, a very good afternoon to one and all. Today we gather here with hearts filled with gratitude, reverence and hope as we remember and honor a precious soul, Ramani Dhanraj Amma, on her birthday. Many of us here know that Ramani Amma was one of the active members of Jesus Youth Movement. Today I am here on behalf of entire Jesus Youth Telugu region to share our memories with Ramani Amma. Amma was an elderly woman by age when she joined Jesus Youth, but a young disciple by spirit. Age never limited her love for God, nor did it slow her passion for the youth. Despite her years, she was always among us, singing with joy, doing action songs with childlike enthusiasm, playing the guitar, participating in programs, and encouraging us constantly to draw closer to God. Amma had a very special love for Jesus Youth, as Rani Madam was saying. She never stood at the sidelines. She walked with us, worked with us, and prayed for us. She was one of the trained animators of Jesus Youth and faithfully underwent different levels of formation, not because she had to, but because she desired to belong fully. She longed to become an official member as she embraced every stage of formation with commitment and joy. Her enthusiasm often challenged us, the youth. When we felt tired or lazy, Amma would smile and say, lovingly, Nana, come on, let's do it this time. Such a great Amma we used to have. She called everyone Nana, not one more, not one less. She loved everyone equally. In her, we truly saw the love of God made visible. Amma always used to have experience and wisdom to support us in meetings, plannings, and ministry. She encouraged us to do more, not for ourselves, but to bring more people closer to God. As Rani Madam rightly shared, Amma had a very special place in her heart for this college. I can personally witness this truth. We conducted 2 to 3 programs on this very campus along with Ramani Amma, including career guidance programs, vocational camps, and other youth-oriented initiatives. Each time, Amma participated with great interest and joy, treating this campus as her own home. As Sister Deshi Mary mentioned, Amma faithfully accompanied our Jesus Youth members to every prayer meeting and different programs at St. Anne's. Her presence itself was an encouragement. No matter how far or tiring the journey, she never hesitated. I clearly remember one special occasion when a group of young people from Kerala came to experience the tribal mission in the Araku. Amma accompanied the group and she took them to the Tikilipeda village. What we witnessed there was truly remarkable. While we young people were exhausted, Amma was full of energy. She danced, she sang with guitar, she met the people with warmth, and she embraced each one with genuine love. Those moments left a deep and lasting impression on all of us, an experience we will cherish forever. Truly, she was a great asset not only to the Jesus Youth movement, but to the entire Christian community, especially to our Catholic Church. For us, Amma was not just an animator or a mentor. She was a mother. Like a mother nourishes her children, she nourished our faith, our confidence, and our calling. Thank you so much, Amma. I want to share a personal memory that I had very close to my heart. When Amma's health was not good in 2023 and she could barely walk, in 2024, I invited her to bless my office during my office inauguration. She had came to the city for a medical checkup. Without informing her family, she came to meet me at the Foodex. There was a Foodex where Amma used to go regularly. So she called me there and she told me to meet there. So I went there and she held my hands and said, Nana, I am not able to come for the inauguration because of my health is weak, but take this. She then gifted me a Sacred Heart of Jesus photo frame and said, keep this in your office. On the day of my office inauguration, I proudly say, I walked into the office holding the Sacred Heart frame, the very one Amma had given to me. Even today, that image remains in my office. Every single day when I look into that photo frame, I always remember Amma and I always feel that she is with me and she is praying for my office as well. Thank you so much, Amma, for your love and your blessings. Amma, today we believe with faith that you are in heaven, resting in the eternal presence of our Lord and interceding for each one of us. We ask you to pray for us that we may remain faithful, active, and joyful in our Christian calling, just as you were. Pray that one day, by God's grace, we may all meet you again in heaven. Amma, you will always have a special place in Jesus Youth and in our hearts. Thank you, Amma, for the priceless gift of your life, your faith, and your love. You are truly a gem given by God to all of us. I would also like to express my heartfelt gratitude to the entire family of Ramani Amma. Thank you for giving such a beautiful soul to the church and to the youth. All that Amma was able to do for Jesus Youth and for God's kingdom was possible because of your constant love, encouragement, sacrifices, and support. Without your backing, her mission and her service would not have been possible. For that, we are deeply thankful to each of you. A special thanks to Rani Madam for giving me this opportunity to share about Amma and to honor her life before this gathering. I consider it as a blessing and a privilege. Thank you all. God bless us.
So good afternoon, respected teachers and all my friends over there. Miranda covered so much of it that I don't know what to speak anymore, because all that love she carried throughout the moment. And HOD ma'am mentioned at a point of time that I'm not speaking looking into heaven, I'm speaking looking into the crowd, that she must be sitting somewhere here only. And at that moment I felt like if she is anywhere sitting here, she would be sitting beside me or with us only. Because maybe she loved everyone, but she is more in love with us towards the end of the moment. And she used to tell me this thing like, I love my children, don't tell my family, I love you more. And Jesus in Telugu region indeed had a great blessing in her. Whenever she used to physically move, she used to be there dancing, singing joyfully, hitting us around and also correcting us in many parts. But when she was confined to the walls, she was still present with her prayers, her intercession, her voice. And I'm obliged to say, personally, I was raised by her. All my 5 years of my college, I used to be a hostelite. I didn't have much idea about church, spirituality, anything. My friends, they came up to me and told, there is a lady in the church, she wears sari, she holds an electric guitar and she sings really, really well. You have to come there. And that's how I entered the church. And then she made sure that I never leave the church. And because of her, I was spiritually raised, and I'm telling you, ma'am, every one of her family members used to say, this girl is in and out. Because I used to frequently visit her, share moments. And it was just like a lightning time that, I used to sit there at noon. And in 5 minutes, I don't know how it used to go to dusk. The moment we have shared is just unspeakable. Every one of the members present over here has spoken so much, so highly about her, that it is evident that how much her love reached to each person's heart, their family, their peers, everyone. And I would love to, say the last line, if I have to conclude this speech, it would be, if love could measure a life, then hers was abundant. And if faith could leave a legacy, then she has left one that will continue through each one of us. Thank you, everyone. And as mentioned, that there is her favorite song, Ajit Dastan Hai Ye. If it is mentioned, I don't think so she would be liking it if it is unsung. So I'll just put on a few lyrics over here. Ajeeb daastan hai ye, कहाँ शुरू कहाँ खत्म, ये मंजिलें हैं कौन सी, ना वो समझ सके ना हम. Thank you so much for the time.
Let me finish the word of thanks. You know what I mean? I brought some treasure for all of you. I'm sure that you'll love it. That's it. Let that be over.
The treasure can wait. For those who want to watch or see the treasure, you can see for the others. I just want to, everything must end with a vote of thanks. So, those people like His Grace, Sister Provincial, and Sister Shaiji have already left. All the sisters and fathers have already left. But for those who are here, I know you are the people who value Ramani the most, my Akka the most, and I would like to thank everyone personally. There are some people who are more special to Ramani, to my Akka, and to us also. Not that the others are less special, but like Shailaja ma'am and Cynthia ma'am and Janki ma'am. They were my teachers. Janki ma'am and Cynthia ma'am and Shailaja ma'am were my teachers. But after a point in time, I forgot that they were my teachers. We became family friends, like, because of my sister. We all became one family. So Shailaja ma'am and Janki ma'am, I still say ma'am and all. But Cynthia ma'am, I almost call her Vijka, like, refer to her as Vijka. So, they were always there. There were so many people who were there, but they always used to inquire if for 1 week, if I didn't send initially, if I didn't send an update on my sister, I would get a call invariably from either Janki ma'am or Shaila ma'am or Cynthia ma'am or all the three of them asking, how's Ramani, what is it, you didn't send us update, and things like that. So they were through with her for the 34 years or 36 years that she worked in St. Joseph's, and even after that, their bond is inseparable. Inseparable. And so I'm very thankful to them, their families and their children also. They used to call my sister Ramani auntie, but some of them used to call me Rani Akka. She used to fight with them. What Rani Akka and Ramani auntie? Either you should call me Aunt Akka or her auntie, but you can't do this. So that was the kind of bonding that we had with the family. And then all of you present here, I know many of you have worked, today is a working day, but still you have taken the time to come here, to be present, to show your love and solidarity, the love that you have for Ramani and whatever kind of association she had with you. And here I'd like to also take this point to thank my mom, there were times sometimes when Vani and I had to go out and we had to leave both of them at home. This is the inside story. So we would say we are leaving both the old ladies at home. And both the old ladies would fight. Sometimes both of them. And she'd say, Mama, I'm also old. And she'd say, I'm 87, I'm also 65. And so they both would fight. And when we came back, Vani and I, we see their face, the word what happened. It's done, we know. So that was the kind of thing. But when my sister was sick and my mom would go, at night also she used to get up, go inside the room and see when she's sleeping. And when she had that fall also, she was the first one who discovered that. And she was really very upset and things. But now she's coming to terms with the fact that she has cancer. And my brothers, especially my elder brother, I always keep saying this, and I will say it again and again also. My brother Joseph, they say, somewhere I heard, that Joseph means the giver. And he lived it to the T, the giver. He was always the giver. Just yesterday also I had a small tip with him, and we didn't talk much. He was the giver. If Ramani was able to get herself treated in a corporate hospital like Omega, it was only because of my brother Joseph. For all the time he spent with her, the money he spent for her. Even between siblings, I don't see that kind of giving taking place. If Ramani was the one giving to outside, not just giving of his money, at every point in time he would be beside her, taking care, babysitting like, never leaving their side, adjusting his time to see if somebody is there, then he would go. That kind of giving, I don't know if you've seen anywhere. That's why I'd like to make that, when I get a chance, I'd like to make a mention of that. Thank you for all that my brothers have really done for the family. And for all our extended family members, my grandfathers, both the grandparents, all our maternal and paternal cousins, everybody, some of them are watching us live, for all of them who've done so much for us, and for friends like Ram. When my sister passed away, I told Ram, you come. I want you here with me. In 1 hour he was there at night at 10 o'clock. He came just to say that I'm here for you, my support. And Dr. GTV, throughout anything, the first go-to person. And so many others. I can go on like this, thanking people. But once again, I'd like to thank everybody who's come here, and most importantly, the person who's taken this program from the beginning to the end, our MC, Mridula. She said, I don't know what I've done, but she and I are friends besides, that's not my sister's student. We were friends because we worked in HSBC together, we worked in newspaper and education together. So she asked me, who's going to be the MC? I said, who else? You. No, you give it to somebody. I said, no, I'm not going to give it to anybody, you're going to be the MC. And she worked this so very smoothly and very well. So I think we should, one round of applause. Thank you everybody. Thank you very much.
No, she promised me that she'll give me this chance. So that I clapped before itself.
And your time starts now, Mr. Ramchandran.
Only 30 seconds. Is it audible?
Yes.
Very much. Okay, Wait.
Reset timer.
Thank you, everybody.
The last 5 minutes, I promise. Rarely do we meet a person who leaves such an indelible mark on so many lives. And it is evident in the number of people who have come here, the thoughts you have shared, the emotions that have been expressed as a mark of respect, as our love and affection for a person who is not with us physically, but I think who will continue to live in our memories and even better in that book. Some of those excerpts which I have read are so much like Ramani ma'am. So I would like to thank you all for coming, and we have put together a few tributes which have come in online, WhatsApp, video messages. Please do watch this, and we are free to start lunch after this. So thank you all. We can go for lunch.
Otherwise, we'll come back and send it to you. It'll take another 15 minutes at least. Too much. You see, it's late in the lunch room. Yes, we can send it to you. Thank you, Ramani. Thank you, Ramani.